Hello family, welcome back. We are so grateful you chose to tune in today as we continue our 21-day fast. Hope that you have been encouraged by these devotionals, by the word that has been preached, even by your own time with the Lord during this fast. And I want to encourage you to keep persevering because the Lord does something special during these 21 days. I'm excited to bring something to you from the book of Luke, chapter 12. Jesus had been growing in popularity by this time, and there is a particular moment that the Apostle Luke tells us about. There was someone in the crowd that says, "Teacher, tell my brother to divide the inheritance with me." In other words, teacher, rabbi, right, a person of authority, would you just step into this moment of my life so that you can do something that would benefit me? Right? Jesus responds, "Who made me a judge or an arbitrator over you?" I like to think of that moment as a moment where Jesus is asking, "Hey, do you really want my authority over your life? Or do you want it just for this moment that might benefit you?" And Jesus uses this moment as a cautionary tale. And he says the following to the crowd, and including his disciples. He says, "Take care or watch out and be on your guard against all greed or covetousness. For one's life does not consist in the abundance of his possessions." Jesus then goes on to tell a story about a rich fool, as he calls him, right? Or as many scholars call him, who was building great barns for himself, not realizing that he couldn't take them with him. And then he's going to go and encourage to build things that will last into eternity. But here is what I want to leave us with. Here is what I want us to remember today, okay? Take care and be on your guard. I want to remind us that these words weren't just written for people that didn't know God. These words weren't just written for people that weren't following, for people that maybe were not walking with the Lord. These words are written for you and me. If anything, that one of the great benefits that fasting does, it reminds us of what's really important, right? It reminds us there are things that we will take into eternity and things that we won't. So here's the challenge I want to give for you today. Will you take a moment to examine your life before the Lord? Is there attachment to my possessions? Am I putting too much security in how much I make or what do I own? Are some of these things robbing me the peace that God wants to give me? Am I putting more trust in said things that I am in the Lord? This time of fasting is a time where we perhaps can hear God's voice more clearly. So I want to encourage you to ask those questions. Examine your own heart and watch how God may speak to you during this season. God bless you, church.